Welcome back to Around the Block Volleyball. League One's inaugural season just finished, and the finals were absolutely insane. We're gonna go over everything that happened and our thoughts on it, but first, let's go over the rest of the matches that happened this week. Obviously, we're skipping over League One to talk about later, so let's start off with the PVF. The first match of the PVF was on Tuesday. It was the Atlanta Vibe versus the San Diego Mojo, and it was a 5-setter where the Vibe came out on top just barely.
It's crazy still that like the San Diego Mojo, it's been such an up and down season for them. But I mean, hey, Atlanta Vibe is still looking like the best team in the league now, and they've kind of hit the league. They've like taken over the league by storm, and you know, you kind of expected that with such a good team, but you know, now they're finally doing it. But again, it was a pretty close game though. Yeah,
they've truly hit their stride and definitely not taking anything away from San Diego. I mean, I think technically now they have moved up in the standings. They're number 6 now with Vegas finally hitting their free fall down.
Yeah.
But San Diego is looking pretty good. I don't know if they're ever going to get that playoff spot, but they are looking like a very good team right now. And for the player of the game this match, we had Merritt Beeson. First of all, she did not play the entire match. She subbed in during the second set, but still, she had 16 kills on 29.7% efficiency with 1 block and 1 ace. And I think that made her the second leading scorer for the team, and she didn't play the full match. So very good game from her.
Yeah, honestly, it's very interesting with their lineup, but to me, she can really be like an X factor for them when it comes into like playoffs. I think she could be a player that can take them over the hump. Because obviously, Atlanta Vibe is such a deep team.
Yep.
They have a lot of really good players already. But hey, the young energy, different look, it could help for sure. And obviously, this was a game where it looked like it.
Yeah. I mean, I think especially when Leah Edmond also had a very good game, but obviously you want to mix up your scoring. So having Merritt Beeson there definitely helps.
Yeah.
So that takes us on to Thursday, where the first game of that day was the Grand Rapids Rise going down 1-3 against the Orlando Valkyries. So another semi-important game. I think the Rise are trying to fight for that last playoff spot still. So it was good that Orlando was able to kind of protect their own spot in the playoffs and get this win.
Yeah, it's been interesting for Orlando. I think we were so high on them earlier on in the season.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. They were at the top and they were taking care of business.
Yeah, the win streak was huge.
Yeah, and then they've been slipping a little bit. Obviously, Atlanta and Omaha have been very good lately, but this is still a big win for them to make sure that they're still in contention.
Yeah, it's just a good reminder that they are still a very quality team.
For sure.
Yeah. So we had player of the game was Kaz Brown. She had 12 kills on 60% efficiency, 0 errors, crazy, with 6 blocks and 2 aces. So all around insane game from her. And Brittany Abercrombie also had a very good game, which is why they won in 4.
Yeah. Yeah, for her, it's expected at this point. You just know that she's gonna be super big for them. Obviously, that's where the offense runs through. Yeah. But they have really good middles. Obviously, Kaz Brown was player of the game, but also Natalie Foster's really good.
She's a beast.
Yeah, they've both been just really good for them. So 2 dominant middles, a really good right side.
Yeah, I think just for Brittany Abercrombie, it's like you can tell like when they win games, she's definitely a big participant, and then if they lose games, it's because she had some sort of struggle, something.
Yeah, they definitely, it feels like they like ride or die with her.
Yeah. On to the second game of the Thursday night. It was the Omaha Supernovas winning 3-1 over the Vegas Thrill. Kind of expected. Vegas, they showed a little bit of life, like last week or 2 weeks ago, where they won a single game, and they've been back down ever since.
Let's be real. It's just looked so bad for them.
Yeah.
It's looked so bad. I don't even know. I mean, obviously it's against Omaha, so I mean, I would take Omaha in that anyways, but still, it just really hasn't looked good for them.
Yeah, Omaha's is one of the top teams in the league, top 2 for sure, and Vegas is now bottom 2, so this is kind of exactly what you expect. So the player of this game was Kelsey Payne. She had 22 kills on 39.6% efficiency with 4 blocks and 1 ace. So what a performance.
Yeah, that's big time. I mean, just the stat line alone just sounds crazy, but then obviously seeing the highlights, watching the game, it's like, okay, well, she definitely just took over.
The impact of the game was there, and I mean, it also shows that Omaha has depth and they have a lot of different players that can pop up.
Yeah. I think that again is what to me like separates those top three teams is the depth that they have.
Yeah.
At like every position they can go off, they can score, and they can do a lot of different things. And this is obviously, this definitely shows that for sure for Omaha.
And one last thing of note from this game was that it was actually a good Hannah Maddox game, but a bad game from the rest of Thrill. And generally how it's gone for them before was like, oh, if Hannah Maddox has a good game, they might win, and if she has a bad game, they lose. But they couldn't pull out with this one good game from her. And moving on to Saturday's games, we had the Grand Rapids Rise again, winning this time against the Indy Ignite in a 5-setter.
This is a huge game.
Yep.
For Grand Rapids Rise to win. I mean, obviously Indy Ignite has been there. Like I think they've pretty much been around the 4 seed for most of the season, anyways.
Yeah.
But it's like 3 or 4, and then now this is a big game for the Rise to win. Obviously, put them in contention, maybe trying to beat out Indy Ignite here.
Yeah, I think this really puts them I don't know the standings exactly off the top of my head, but I think they're only like 2 or 3 games behind. So especially coming into the end of the season, this is a very important win for them. The player of the game, we had Ali Bastianelli, who had 10 kills on 40.9% efficiency with 9 blocks and 1 ace. She almost had a double-double, and one of them was blocks. Oh my God.
Hey, she's definitely showing why she's like the block leader. I think it's tied right now, actually, but she's definitely showing why she's like the block leader in the league.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting. Great performance from her. Carly Snyder also had a very, very good game. And just for Grand Rapids, this is what you want to be seeing. And hopefully if they pull out a couple more wins like this, they'll be able to slide in that 4 seed. So very fun.
Yeah, so I got the standings here. It is pretty close, but it's kind of still Grand Rapids looking outside in. Indy Ignite is 12-10, and then Grand Rapids is 10-13. So they're still down, so that's going to be rough for them. But
this is one of the wins that they need to tie it up.
Yeah, it's definitely they're definitely making it close right now.
Yeah, because I think there's maybe like 4 or 5 more matches left in the season, something like that. So this is down to the wire, and if the Indy Ignite drops a couple more games, this could look good for the Rise. On to the next game, we had battle of some of the top teams. We had the Vibe versus the Valkyries, and Atlanta won 3-0, so big sweep.
Yeah, you would think that this would be one of the games to watch.
Yeah.
And it was not that at all. Atlanta Vibe really took care of business. Really.
Yeah, I think they showed that they have truly hit their stride while Orlando is on a little bit of a stumble. Like every now and then, they'll win some games, but they do have some rough games like this, and having a rough game against one of the top 2 teams is not a good recipe.
Yeah. I mean, again, I just think the Vibe is really firing on all cylinders here. Obviously with a great libero, and then Lee Edmond has been great the whole time. But now the rest of the team is finding their way.
Yep.
And this is what is making Atlanta Vibe just like that difficult to beat.
Yeah, we are definitely going to be looking at them to be a big playoff contender. So the player of this game was Micaiah White. She had 9 kills on 47.4% efficiency and 1 block. I mean, the game was that big of a stomp that you can't really expect too many big numbers coming out of this one. I think a lot of different players got time to shine, so it was a great game from her. And the final game of Saturday, we had the Omaha Supernovas losing to the San Diego Mojo in 4 sets. So,
this is what we were talking about when they played Atlanta earlier in the week, but the Mojo really have found something that works for them. Obviously, playoffs is going to be tough, but
yeah, they might be out of it.
Yeah, I'm like almost certain they're out of it. But hey, it still makes you feel a lot better about your team and maybe the next season, just as they find a little bit more.
Yeah. So the player of this game was Ronica Stone. She had 11 kills on 34.6% efficiency and 8 blocks. So another insane block performance, because why not? And then Yasmin Berdart Ghani played well as well with 13 kills on 21.2% efficiency. So not as great, but she had 4 blocks and 3 aces. So also stuffing the stat sheet. For Omaha, looking at that side, all props to San Diego still. I guess Omaha had already clinched the playoff spot. I saw that. So maybe they're taking it a little bit easier, but it's I think they played most of their starters still,
Yeah.
so it's still a win.
Yeah, it's still a good win for them, but for Omaha, it's kind of, oh, we should have won this game, but I mean, it won't have the biggest impact on
Yeah,
them.
I don't think they're gonna beat themselves too much about this one. So I guess it's whatever on their side, and very good from the San Diego side. And on to Sunday for the final game. Not as exciting, unfortunately. It was the Columbus Fury beating the Vegas Thrill 3-0. Yet again, not a great game from the Vegas Thrill. Not what you want to see for them playing against the bottom team, as you are the second to last team. But I guess it happens, and we had the player of the game this one. We had Nutsara Tomcom, the setter for the Fury. She had 25 assists and 9 digs. Great defense. And the team was hitting it with 33% efficiency and only 5 errors and got blocked 3 times.
This is it's just crazy to me what happened to Vegas Thrill.
Yeah.
The fact that they've gone through all of the highs and the lows of the whole league in one season is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they literally went from, they had a week where they were ranked first in the league, and they are extremely close to being bottom of the league.
Yeah, and honestly, in my head, it kind of feels like it, just because they literally just lost to Columbus Fury.
Yes.
Who it felt like they've been at the bottom of the standings pretty much the whole season.
They have been.
So the fact that Vegas, they're losing this game as well, I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, with barely any time left in the season, they're definitely not making playoffs. Maybe they're gonna I don't know if tanking is too much of a thing in this league. I know they have draft picks, but maybe they're let's just reach the bottom. Let's try and get that number 1 pick at this point. Why not? So
That's crazy. That's tough for for Vegas fans.
Yeah.
You swallow that because it's not like this is a very far into the league history. This is literally the second season.
Yeah, it also sucks because the finals are being held in Vegas.
I know, and it's 1,000% not gonna be hosted by the Thrill.
Yeah, I don't even think it's possible anymore.
No.
So that's it's sad, and having games like this maybe losing interest in just the league at that point, because who wants to see that?
Yeah, I mean, we'll still have to see. I think it's a great venue for Vegas, but it definitely hurts Vegas fans.
Yeah. I don't think we'll see as many Vegas fans pulling up to the finals,
Right.
which is a little bit more of the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be volleyball fans that are going to show up.
Yeah.
But obviously, Thrill fans, you're not going to be happy because they're not going to be in it.
Yep. But that's it for the PVF this week, and let's move on to the NCAA men's. So Thursday, NCAA men's, we can go through these a little bit faster, at least some of these games. First, we had number 14 Lewis 3-0ing number 6 Loyola Chicago. So, bruh.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I think this is the second time that Loyola Chicago has lost to Lewis, and I don't really know why.
It's their kryptonite, man. I guess.
I guess so. It's just why.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, this is just a big one for Loyola Chicago to lose. It's just these are the games that you should be winning. Obviously, it's still a ranked team, but when you're not in the Big West and you're in the MIVA, right?
Yeah.
It's those are the games that you should be winning.
Yeah.
So you can stamp yourself as one of the top teams in the nation.
Yeah, if they wanted to ever break into that top 5 that we've kind of separated from the rest, you need to win these games. So that's a little bit tough, but
they're still right there. But a game like this does not help.
Yeah, and I think especially looking at the MIVA conference, which we'll look a little bit more in depth at the end of this was one of the games that Loyola needed to win to clinch their first seed in the conference, and they lost it. So come on. This was actually an important game. We're not over-exaggerating, but let's move on. The next game we had tough game for me. We had number 9 CSUN beating number 10 UCSD in a 5-set banger game.
Yeah. This might have actually been the match of the season.
For these two teams, yeah.
I think it's definitely up there. Obviously there's another game that is going to come up that is definitely there. But this one was ridiculous with how far the game went into overtime, and it was just insane. Like the back and forth blows, it was really good.
We watched an absolute duel between Jalen Phillips of CSUN and Anthony Sherfan of UCSD. They were going swing for swing, and they had 28 points each. So insane scoring from each of them, and it sucks for me that UCSD lost this one.
Yeah, how many match points did they have in the fourth set? It was a lot.
Yeah, that was tough. And it could have been UCSD's chance to break into single-digit rankings. So that's tough. And get a little bit higher in the Big West, because this is a Big West matchup. Sucks for me.
But man, I honestly, we got to give Jalen Phillips some flowers. Obviously,
Yeah.
we've been preaching his name in the past couple of weeks. But man, has he looked like one of the best, maybe the best. That might be crazy, but just the way that he's been performing on CSUN, he has been the carry for that team.
He's an absolute force.
Yeah. I mean, I swear he's OTing everyone.
Yeah, this is one of the
He's OTing everyone.
one of the best athletes in the league right now, because Jesus.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the height, but the vert, obviously the contact point is insane. And he's just putting the ball down, man.
Yeah. So that is a great game. Maybe a game that you want to look into if you want to see some great NCAA volleyball. And on to our next one, our last one of Thursday. We had number 4 UCI winning a 5-setter versus number 18 UC Santa Barbara. So very close game, a UC versus UC matchup. But of note, there was no Halir Heno. So
That's a big thing to note for the game.
yeah, so that is probably part of why this game went to 5. So the other note would be that Nolan Flexen did have a really rough game, but Darcy and Micah Goss both stepped up and were able to will this team to victory.
Yeah. I just think UCI has looked really good, and winning a game, I mean, obviously it's not against the greatest team, but you played the whole game without Heno. I think that says something about the rest of your team.
Yeah.
So,
And especially when your other outside option is having a bad game, if the rest of your team can step up and you still win that game, it proves that your team has depth.
yeah, I honestly think that there's like good things to take away from this, even though it shouldn't have gone to 5, obviously. Like,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
could
at
say
least
that.
it's still a win for sure.
Yeah, like you could say, oh, like it wasn't a great win because it went to 5, but hey, I mean, your other players stepped up. I think that says something about your team.
Yeah. And that's it for Thursday. Let's move on to Friday. Friday started off. We had number 2 UCLA playing a 5-setter versus number 8 BYU and just barely coming out on top. So it is another one of these really good games of the season, one of these back and forth duels between the top teams. So just another great game that you want to check out. I think of note, the last 2 sets were pretty crazy, where it went 27-25 BYU in the 4th, and then UCLA won in the 5th, but it was a 19-17. So we really pushed into overtime there.
Yeah, definitely still a really tight game.
Yeah.
Even though, UCLA walks out with the win, but definitely BYU pushed them to the limits.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Luke Benson was really, really trying his best to win this for BYU. It was just UCLA just has a really good overall team, and Keone Tim, unfortunately, had a rough game, got subbed out. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've looked at him being maybe like a star of some kind, at least at the very least.
BYU for sure.
Yeah, at the very least from the service line, we were hoping to see some great things, but yeah, just a little rough. And next for Friday, we had another insane game, very, very important game for the standings. We had number 11 Stanford winning against number 5 USC 3-2. So it was another 5-set game. And Stanford has looked a little bit rougher in the past couple weeks, but they were able to win this one, even though USC is looking a little bit injury-riddled.
Yeah.
But Stanford, it still was a great performance, and yeah, it's just really good performance from them. We wanted to shout out Moses Wagner and Teo Snowy, who scored a lot for Stanford. Evan Porter, obviously, amazing defense. I think
You're like his biggest fan.
Yeah. I think Teo Snowy, he actually won AVCA Player of the Week, I think, this week. So that's a very big award for him to win. Obviously comes with the other game that they played in the future that we're going to talk about, but really insane performance. And yeah, it's just looking rough for USC getting injured at this point in the season. Then let's move on to one of the most hyped up games of the entire season.
Man, everyone has been talking about this. People have honestly been counting down the date.
This was marked on everyone's calendars. The Hawaii Stadium sold out this match. We had number 1 Long Beach versus number 3 Hawaii. Long Beach came out on top here, 3-1, but oh my god, it was an insane game.
Yeah, I don't think the 3-1 does it justice. Usually, you would hope for these games to go to 5, but 3-1 Long Beach, obviously showing why they still look like they're number 1.
Yeah, I mean
in the first day.
Yeah. Woo! Well, they showed out. I mean, everyone on Long Beach had pretty good performances, and it shows because if anyone on either of these teams had poor performances, it was going to get exposed because that's just the level of these two teams. So this was really, really good. And Long Beach just came out on top today from being the better team.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Tetrisky is still out.
Yeah.
Which, it sucks.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, man, has he been super good from the right side.
Yeah, absolute unit.
And obviously for Hawaii, that's huge. But also, maybe the super sub of the year, this man, Finn Kearney, came out looking like he was pretty much the left-handed Tetrisky.
Yeah. No, he's insane. Like, I don't think you missed anything offensively from your right side position as a whole from this game. So even though obviously you want to go, oh, Hawaii was injured this game, Finn Kearney really made it seem like
he stepped it up.
Yeah, it was not that big of a deal in terms of just offensive firepower.
Yeah, he really gave Hawaii still the chance even without Tetrisky there.
And it'll definitely not be the last we hear of him.
No.
So that's the end of that game. We'll move on to Saturday's games. Bunch of more fun things. Let's start off with number 6 Loyola Chicago, finally securing their number 1 spot in MIVA, winning 3-1 versus number 17 Ball State. God, they need to win this game. Jesus.
You know what? They did it. Parker Van Buren obviously had a good game.
Yeah.
22 kills. But hey, they still got it done.
Yeah.
I guess you'll take it there.
Yeah, oh my God.
Games are going to happen.
Barely coming out of this on top in their conference. They just needed it, but I guess they got it done. That's great. We'll move on again to UCLA, number 2. Winning against number 8 BYU in 4 sets this time. UCLA, again, had a very, very well-balanced game, as UCLA generally does. Andrew Rowan really distributes the ball well, so everyone eats on that team.
Yeah, and obviously with such a balanced offense, I mean, all of their hitters are really good. Obviously, it's headlined by Cooper Robinson and Cam Thorne, but everyone is chipping in. And I think that, again, that shows the strength of UCLA. Yeah.
Obviously making it super hard for that BYU block to figure out what's going on. Middles were established very early. UCLA just showed why they were number 2.
Yeah.
So moving on again, we have Stanford and USC matching up again. Stanford this time won 3-1. Another really banged up game from USC, but great performances from Stanford again. It was the same exact suspects from the last game who just performed even better, in my opinion, in this game, which is why they beat USC. But there was no Dylan Klein for USC.
Yeah.
So his knee injury right now is looking real tough. I don't know what to do about it for them.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is the whole thing that I just wish that it was a little bit easier with the media for men's volleyball, that you can really find out what's happening with injuries. Even if it was just like on Twitter, like X or something, just someone that could report it. But when we're left in the dark like this, it's really scary looking at USC, as we were just preaching them as a top 5 team, obviously. And Dylan Klein in question, obviously you're going to hope that he's going to play, and we expect him to play hopefully at some point. But it is scary to not know what's happening. Yeah,
the fact that he's still able to play a little bit, so he played the other day, it's still good that he's still able to play, but he's obviously not looking like himself fully.
Yeah.
He still had some insane attacks, but
it's not the Superman that
Yeah.
he's been the whole year.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll keep our eye on what's going on. Stanford looking great again. I mean, we'll see what happens with them. And we'll move on to the next game. It's number 4, UCI. This time they came back. They won 3-0 versus UC Santa Barbara.
Expected here.
Yep. Clear Henno was back, played awesome, took care of business.
Yep. Nothing else.
Yep. Nothing more to say. This is what we thought was going to happen with the other game. Then back to CSUN and UCSD. They had another crazy duel, 5-setter again, and CSUN again came out on top.
Dude, Jalen Phillips. I know you don't want to hear that man's name.
God
But
dang.
man, he is so fun to watch. This guy is insane. Obviously, we talked about it. He is OTing literally everyone on the court.
Yeah.
And he is so impossible to stop. Even when probably everyone in the gym knows that it's going to be set to him, he still finds the floor, and he's just been so good.
Yeah. He had 34.5 points, the 0.5 coming from obviously a block assist, but 34 points. Why did he do this to us? God.
Hey, Sherfan really tried, though.
Yeah, he had 30.5 points of his own, but god dang, this Jalen Phillips guy just let us get one. Come on. But, I mean, it's fine. 5-set still proves the strength of both teams.
Yeah.
I won't be too beat up about it because at least it was close.
Yeah, it's a good team. It's
Yeah.
a really good team.
But for me, 2 of the most fun UCSD games to watch this entire year, besides the UCI one.
Yeah.
Let's go. But we'll move on to the real big headline game of the week. Again, it was Hawaii versus Long Beach. This is the one that went to 5 sets, and Hawaii came out on top.
This one is the one that we're referring to as Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Obviously, I got to have myself with the, I got excited. But, man, this one, obviously, it's 2 Titans playing each other.
Yep.
Everyone has been waiting for this. And, again, in Hawaii, this just looks so electric. It'd be really cool if we could ever go over there and watch a game. Because it just looks so fun.
The crowd is insane. It was
Yeah.
obviously sold out for their 10K crowd. And obviously this one was going to sell out for sure. This was the senior night for Hawaii. And
Yes.
what a way to send them off.
Yeah, that is the way to celebrate the seniors.
Yeah.
Is to go off, go beat up Long Beach, and take this game away. And this was the best way to do it.
Not only are they rivals, Long Beach is the #1 team this year, and they are being hyped up by far. This is an insane win for Hawaii. Probably the most hype win of the season.
Yeah.
Any team, any conference. This is the most fun to watch. So, what a performance from Hawaii. What a performance from all of their seniors. Congratulations to all of them, and it's a great win. And that is all of our important NCAA men's games for this week. And just briefly, we wanted to talk about how the MIVA tournament, MIVA, that conference tournament has been set. And like I mentioned before, Loyola Chicago did win their single game that they needed to win to get their #1 seed, and they get it by tiebreak. So the records were tied, but they have the head-to-head tiebreak over McKendree. So McKendree obviously not looking as great as they were earlier in the season, but McKendree did finish #2 here in the conference, so that's pretty good. We had Ohio State #3, Lewis #4, Ball State #5, #6 Lindenwood, #7 Purdue Fort Wayne, and #8 Queens. So that is the MIVA conference tournament that's going on. I think by the time we film next week, maybe the first round will be done, maybe the second. So we'll have updates then.
Yeah.
Well, obviously these are very important because this is how you get a spot into the NCAA tournament. So we'll for sure be keeping our eyes on this. And
Because there's really a good couple amount of teams here that might not get as much light as the Big West teams. And I mean, it could be really big for any of them to come out of the tournament.
yeah, this will be great volleyball no matter what. I think we've actually seen like all of these teams kind of like beat each other
Yeah.
in like weird like circular motion. So it's hard to tell. I mean, obviously there's the #1, 2 seeds that you assume they'll win, but they have had close games before.
Yeah,
so.
It's crazy. It might make me think that it could just be matchup based.
Yeah.
And, which team is on your side of the bracket? Who do you feel good playing against? Maybe that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Just of note, last thing of note probably for this, we have Loyola and Chicago and Lewis on the same side of the bracket. So
yeah, we know how that turned out last.
yeah, that's an interesting one. That will be one of the matchups to keep an eye on. Loyola Chicago's probably praying that Ball State beats Lewis. So
they're kryptonite.
yeah, we'll keep up with this tournament, but it is looking very fun. And that brings us to the main portion of this episode. We have the League One Finals as a whole. Obviously, we talked about the first round as it happened. One simple reaction.
Yeah, that was our initial reaction that night. But I feel like people have definitely been wanting us to react to how it went.
We've had a couple days to like really think it over, rewatch clips, highlights, anything we needed to, and now we're really ready to talk about what we thought about the League One Finals.
I think first off, just a blanket statement about the whole thing, about the playoffs. I thought it was really good. I think this was like the dream scenario for League One for how they would have imagined the finals to go. I mean, right, you had the 1 and 2 seeds. People thought those were the favorites. They both lose in reverse sweeps, and then the 5-6 were the ones playing for the championship. Insane.
Not to mention that these 5 and 6 seeds are two of the most hyped up teams in the league. This is the Texas team versus the Nebraska team.
Yeah.
They made it all the way to the finals, get to reignite the rivalry. What a game, what a finals, what a tournament. This was amazing.
Yeah. All right, so let's just get into it. I think we can just briefly talk about the quarterfinals that we already talked about. Yeah. But I mean, again, this now knowing what happened, this Austin versus Salt Lake game, I think this was the biggest game. I think everything was decided by 2 points, right? In the reverse sweep. I think this really started to show why Austin could have gone all the way.
Yep.
Just because of the resiliency that they've had. I think that was what their whole team has been preaching the whole time. Because all the 5-setters that they were playing the whole season, and they were losing and losing and losing. And then finally it started to pay off. And it worked out here in the Salt Lake game.
Yeah, I mean, what a game. Again, let's sing Molly McCage's praises because that performance from her was insane. I feel like she was the main reason in that specific game why they were able to win.
For sure.
But God, what a game from her, and it's tough from Salt Lake. I mean,
it's heartbreaking to lose that.
Yeah, but this Austin team, obviously now looking back in retrospect, they were able to turn it on. They had the mental fortitude to just win this game.
Yeah. Again, like Salt Lake, it sucks, but now knowing that you did lose to the champions, I feel like you won't feel as bad about it.
Yeah,
obviously, I mean, it still doesn't feel good to lose, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, things could have gone a different way if, like, specifically Haley Washington, I mean, if she wasn't starting to gas out towards the end, she may have been able to elevate them to win this one. Or if Ronnie Jones-Perry had a little bit better of a game, I know she struggled a little bit towards the tail end. Maybe the pressure was starting to get to her, or obviously you could be getting tired, but this game really could have gone any other way, and we would be talking about this entire tournament differently if it did. So we can just move on to the other game. Obviously, Omaha versus Madison. We know this. It was a 3-1. Omaha won.
But honestly, I think the biggest thing that came out of this was, first, Jordan Larson just showing that she's still the GOAT.
Monster.
And, like, actively still the GOAT.
Yeah.
I mean, she's diming up everything. She's playing great defense. And she can still hit, man. It felt like the offense was struggling all the time. But she showed up when it mattered most.
Yeah, she turned this on for this game.
It's kind of funny. We were kind of memeing it when we were watching the games, but we were kind of saying that she was LeBron.
Yeah.
She actually turned it out to be LeBron.
Yeah, she was coasting during the regular season. She went, I'm going to sit this game out. Like, I'm actually feeling a little tired. Playoffs come around. She went, I'm winning this.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the leadership and the fire, and I think they were always referring to, like, the fire in her eyes. And honestly, it was palpable through the screen that we could tell that, man, she wants to win this, and she's going to win the game. But again, I was going to talk about it. I think the biggest thing here was honestly that Maddie Cubic-Banks getting the concussion, getting into concussion protocol from the Annie Drews hit. That is so tough for Omaha now looking back at it, just because she was having an amazing last month.
Yeah.
She really looked like she was the spark plug that could help them get to where they wanted to be. And obviously they were right there. And to me it's a huge what if for how this whole tournament could have played out.
I mean, it could
if
have,
she was just healthy.
It would have changed everything, especially in the finals. Obviously, we'll talk about it later, but I think the finals could have gone completely different if Maddie Cubic Banks was still there.
Yeah. And it kind of makes me feel like, wow, she's crazy that she went into concussion protocol afterwards, but she still finished the game.
Yeah.
She still finished the game.
I'm making sure we win this one.
Yeah, I don't remember when that happened, but she still finised playing the rest of the match.
It was definitely still over a set left in the
Yeah.
game because I think it happened second or third set, and I was like, oh, I guess she's all good. It turns out she wasn't, but
Yeah.
she played for like the rest of that game as if she was all good.
And just really quickly, props to her. You saw her on the sidelines. She was there cheering on her team through the semis and the finals.
Yeah.
She even had like just earplugs in because I'm sure she can't handle all the noise, but
Yeah.
just awesome of her that she was still there. But it sucks that she wasn't able to play it herself.
Yeah, it sucks because we really could have seen something different, but we can move on to the semifinals. Or I guess we can talk about Madison a little bit before we say goodbye to them and their season.
Yeah, all right. I thought this was just a crazy season. It was truly the ups and the downs, going 1-8 and then finishing off as the hottest team in the league. But then we lose here to this fresh Omaha team where, honestly, it felt like they were a completely different team.
Yeah.
When Madison fan, when Madison played them, it was just crazy. It felt like anything that Madison was doing, Omaha was coming back and they were hitting even harder.
It's crazy because going into this, Madison was looking like one of the hottest teams in the league. Like, debatably, if we were to power rank them again, they might have been coming in as the top team.
Yeah, and they were looking like the team to upset. If there was a team to upset one of the 1 or 2 seeds, it was looking like it was going to be Madison.
Yeah.
Which made sense. I thought so too. But obviously that did not happen because Omaha said, no, it's time for playoffs. We're going to start winning.
Yeah.
All right, let's get over it.
Yep.
I can't anymore.
All right. We'll move on to the semifinals where we had this 5-1 matchup versus 6-2 matchup. We'll start off, let's talk about the Austin versus Atlanta game.
Man, 5-setter again. And Austin did it again. Another 5-set reverse sweep. I can't believe it. The fact that they always do this.
They are built different.
But they can always still win the game. I don't know how you do that. You go down 2 sets and you still win the game.
Yep.
That is so much pressure, and the fact that they were able to bring it back is just crazy to me.
I mean, Austin, they are honestly the definition of clutch, and
For sure.
obviously player of the game who leads basically the league in like being clutch, performing in tournaments.
Yeah.
That is Maddie Skinner. She had 25 kills on 36.4% efficiency. She had 3 aces. She had 1 block. It was absolute domination from her. She figured it all out. She was like, you know what? I win championships. Let me win.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's kind of funny. Some of the graphics that they were showing are just hilarious.
Yeah.
They're talking about how high she reaches on like a giraffe. I'm like, all right, that doesn't make any sense. But it's ridiculous when you say that she reaches 11-2. 11-2 is insane.
She can dunk a basketball very easily.
So of course she's gonna OT everyone else.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, that makes a lot of sense now. But yeah, I mean, she was just unstoppable. It felt like everything that she could do was just gonna hit the floor.
Yeah.
She could do no wrong, and that's how it felt. And this is against, mind you, the best defensive team. Like, the blocking is still really good on that team, even though Austin is obviously like the best blocking team. But Atlanta is nothing to scoff at, obviously. And then the backline defense is so good, but she could not be stopped.
Yeah, and she was doing it from the front row, from the back row. It was everywhere. No matter what was happening on the court, Maddie Skinner was a threat, and they had to keep their eyes on her, and it's just opened up the game so that Austin could just win.
Yeah.
What a game. Super cool. And I guess, again, we'll talk about Atlanta as they were the eliminated team. It sucks for them to go down. I feel like honestly, I don't think they like performed poorly.
No, it's honestly, they didn't. I think the only thing to say would just be that Kelsey Robinson Cook didn't have a good offensive game.
Yeah. But
And
it's never fully guaranteed with her.
for sure. But I think that was tough. You definitely saw that they were trying things out. I mean, Katino was in. She had a really good offensive game, but they were trying to 6-2 it, even throw in just Tessa Grubbs, see what happens.
Yeah. I mean,
But she hasn't played.
When was the last
God
time she
knows how long.
played? Like, I guess at that point you have to try anything and everything you can. It just sucks to see them wrap up the season in that way. And we can talk about it later, but it does suck that they only played one match.
Yeah.
Like, the season just ended with one match.
Yeah, and I think a big thing, why Atlanta struggled so much was honestly the fact that Austin found that they really were going to go after Mackenzie Adams. They really challenged her in serve receive, and she's been really good for the whole season, but she had an off night. Obviously, you don't want that to happen, but we kind of saw it where they were targeting her on every serve pretty much.
And I think that also comes from Austin. Like, I feel like we haven't seen the most insane serve pressure from Austin this season, but during these finals, Austin may have been the best. They may have been the best serving team.
They turned it up for sure.
Yeah, as a whole, like, the serves coming from this Austin team were pretty nasty.
And they were smart too. Very smart. Obviously, this one was, I feel like, pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. Try and just serve to Mackenzie Adams as much as you can.
Yes.
Keep the ball away from Kelsey Robinson-Cook and Piana Panoy. So
it sucks to see Atlanta go like this, but it's time to move on to the other game of the night. We had Omaha versus Houston, which also went 5.
And also a reverse sweep.
Yep.
This was the game where I really was thinking, there's no way, right? There's no way that Omaha can do it too.
Yeah. This is where this started to feel almost scripted. This was like the anime storyline going on.
This honestly felt like the volleyball gods wanted to punish us for our freaking predictions.
Yeah. That was a big mistake. Going for Atlanta, going for Houston. They went, you idiots.
Yeah, I guess we are idiots, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm an Austin fan. I should have just believed.
Nah. It didn't feel like it. Going into that did not feel like it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, but back to the game. I mean, Sammy Francis had a crazy night. She had 9 kills, 22.2% efficiency, so obviously not perfect. But she had 6 blocks and 1 ace. And that is very, very important for a win. And she is like a game changer for this team.
Yeah, honestly, and I started to get to talking about this and really asking myself, is Sammy Francis like able to play on the national team?
Because she has the size for it.
She is literally she's not even out of college yet. She's still in college. Obviously, she's done playing. But the fact that she's still in college and she already looked like one of the best mills. And she had like a month of playing. Like, as soon as Dykema found the connection with her, she started putting away balls left and right.
Yep.
And yeah, like you said, she has the size for it. I mean, she's freaking huge.
Yeah, she's like, what, like 6'5", 6'6"?
6'6"?
Yeah, something crazy.
But she moves really well, too.
Yep.
Hey, I had to kind of think about it. I'm like, she might actually be able to do it.
This summer, we may
good.
be seeing her on the national team. So
I mean, she's battle-tested now, right?
Yeah.
She's definitely battle-tested.
Yeah, and for the rest of Omaha, again, Jordan Larson, she's her.
Yeah, and this is also even with the game where Jaylee Winters was doing okay, but still not doing great. But then you have Drevniak, obviously, has been so good. Yeah. So you know that she's going to do well. But Jordan Larson pitching in, and then obviously Sammy Francis looking really, really good too. There's a lot that Omaha really just overpowered Houston. I don't really know. Because I can't even say that Houston played a really bad game.
Yeah. Houston
they still played
good.
pretty well.
Houston still looks good as a team. And I guess on that note, we can start talking a little bit about Houston.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Thompson still had a really good game.
Good game, but like...
It wasn't dominating where she just took over.
These are the exact situations where you need someone to take over, to get the ball. I mean, obviously she was getting the ball a lot, and maybe that was part of the problem where it was too predictable.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you want someone to take over, if you have someone that reliable all season, you want to give the ball to her anyways.
Yeah, you would.
Even if everyone on the court knows the ball's going to her, you want her to still put it away, and it didn't necessarily go that way.
Yeah, and even the middles had a really good game. Foley had a really, really good game, and I think that's not even like an understatement. She was doing really well on defense, and then offensively, she was putting balls away too. Yep. But, I mean, Jess Merzick, that might have been the toughest thing.
I think that was probably the big deficiency.
Yeah,
from
that
Houston.
probably stopped them from winning the game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just because Jess Merzick has had a really good season. Out of like the rookies that came in, she definitely was up there for having the best season.
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate that as Maddie Skinner is rising to the occasion here, we saw Jess Merzick, and I guess going back to the Madison game, also Sarah Franklin, we saw both of the two hyped up outsides from the rookies kind of fall underneath the pressure.
Yeah, so I think that was honestly the biggest thing. Unfortunately, that's how it went.
Yeah.
But it's tough because they still played a really good game, honestly.
Yeah, I'm willing to give Jess Merzick a little bit of a pass because honestly, she has been nonstop playing for like months and months and months. So this performance may just be an accumulation of she's been playing a lot of volleyball. It takes a toll on the body.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be a good break now, and she can come back maybe with a vengeance because. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of funny to think about, but she has been playing nonstop. And she's one of the players that plays all the way around, too. So, obviously, she had her matches off here and there, but she's going to play all the way around, so.
Yeah, for her, it was definitely an overall good season.
For sure. She can definitely, hold her head high knowing that she played really well.
Yeah, it just sucks seeing this Houston team go out as... They won the Classic in very dramatic fashion.
Yeah.
They made their name known there, and they just couldn't finish out the season that strong. Now we can finally move on to the finals. The big hyped-up game. It was Austin. It was Omaha.
5-6.
Exactly what anyone would have wanted at the beginning of the season. You're like, these are two of the teams where we need to see them duke it out in the finals. And it was a 3-0.
But you know what's funny, though? It was a 3-0, but it was actually a really good 3-0.
Yes, yeah. It was the
Not to undersell it.
The play of the game was great. It's just, dang, the game just ended. Like,
I know. It just felt really short.
Yeah.
It sucks. But man, oh man. We can't ignore it anymore. Maddie Skinner is really just that good.
Absolutely her.
Yeah, she took over. And honestly, I think it looks so weird trying to figure out where she stands on the U.S. national team. Because obviously this is against a lot of those players as well. And she looked really, really good. Really good.
All I'm thinking now for Maddie Skinner is that in the next, whatever tournaments the U.S. national team is going to play in the future, I don't care who else from the national team is playing. I don't care who else you get. You put Maddie Skinner in the game, she's going to elevate. She is going to take you to the finals. She's going to dominate no matter what. She's that good. She's a playoff performer.
For sure. I mean, she got 3 national championships, and then she got this League One finals.
Yeah.
That's insane, actually.
Yeah, she is the playoff performer, and oh my God, she's a monster.
And, we got to give our flowers also to Logan Eggleston.
Yes, another great and amazing performance.
I think she also has shown that she's a playoff performer. I think obviously in college she showed that. But this again, they were a dynamic duo out there.
Yeah.
Where Logan Eggleston also felt like she couldn't be stopped anymore.
Yep.
I mean, it felt like she was kind of due for a really good game, and this was obviously it. Yeah. I mean, they both tallied 17 kills each. It was insane for both of them.
Yeah, it was it was just a wombo combo. You're like, oh shoot. You see the ball set, it's not to Maddie Skinner. You're like, oh thank God. Then you look up and you're like, oh shoot. It's Logan Eggleston.
One of the strongest arms.
The ball is getting bombed at you. You're just going, oh my God, we can't escape this.
Insane.
Yeah, but they did name the player of this game as Carly Lloyd. She had 45 assists, 9 digs. The team kills percentage was 47.4, and the team efficiency was 41.1. So she set up an amazing game, and obviously during this entire performance, it was great from her because she didn't start off in the playoffs. It was Sage Kahaina Torres, and in the middle of the second game, we saw Carly Lloyd come in and really show her experience as well.
Yeah, and then I think Chris McGowan and the rest of the team felt the confidence and the poise in her. And then she got the start for the finals. Yep. And I think it was well-earned. She definitely set an amazing game.
Yep.
I feel like everyone was involved. Even when you know that the ball is going to try and go to Maddie Skinner a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But the middles were doing well. Obviously, you still set Logan Eggleston, and she was doing great. I think she definitely got the read and the flow of the game definitely perfectly.
What a game from Austin. I mean, I think probably going into these finals, as some just final thoughts on Austin as a whole, especially if I was Chaka Bogu, I'd probably be like, oh my God, I hate it here. Like, obviously she wants this league to succeed, but she's like, like I went from playing in the top leagues where I'm getting utilized, I'm a top option on these teams, to being here where it took them a while to really get her fully integrated, and they ended the season 5th, basically tied for the bottom seed.
Yeah.
And she was probably like, oh my God, like this sucks. Like, what am I doing here? And then this happens. They win the league. It's all good now.
Yeah. And I think there's still a little bit to look at just because of the offensive production never really got there. But man, defensively, obviously she just showed why she's the best blocker.
Yeah.
And why she won the best blocker.
Yeah. Absolutely disgusting.
But I think that's where Molly McCage really stepped up. I think her offensively was amazing. Yeah. She really looked really good on the offensive side of the ball, where she was able to hit the slides, she was hitting ones. It looked really good. So.
Yeah, they really got the connection there.
So even when Chaka Bogu wasn't giving you huge offensive games, split between the both of them, they had a really good offensive game. And then obviously it felt like every time they're going to put up at least 10 blocks.
Yeah, I mean, they were the best blocking team in the league, and it wasn't even close, which is why they were my favorite team.
And it was obviously up because of Bogu and McCage, for sure.
Yep, they definitely headlined the blocking, so that was crazy. And we can talk a little bit about Omaha now. I mean, this is probably not how they wanted the finals run this season to end. They probably wanted to at least take 1, take 2, make it to 5 at the very minimum, but it was still a great season from them. Great performances all around. Maybe Jordan Larson still obviously trying her best, but I'm not sure if I want to say like, oh, like it is like similar to LeBron where it's like you can go superhuman, but there are still like limits that you're not in your prime anymore.
Yeah, I would say so. But I think also the difficult part is it really is a team game, and this shows. Where
I mean, well, let's just be real. Having no Maddie Cubic Banks, that was the real
tough.
problem.
It was really tough.
That was the biggest problem.
Drevniak really never hit the stride that she was doing during the regular season.
Yeah.
I think that was definitely tough for this match. Because she's been producing as one of the best right sides, for sure, but she never really got going this game.
Yeah, and when Maddie Skinner was playing like that, you need someone to match it.
Yeah, and then... Yeah, no Maddie Cubic Banks. I think that was obviously just a huge blow for them.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I think if it would like, I can't even fully blame Jaylee Winters because obviously you always need to be ready to step up, like next person up. But if you're being completely real with how Maddie Cubic Banks was playing at the end of the season, you're probably going into these being like, yeah, like maybe I'm gonna come in sub for a little bit, but like I don't need to like fully like win these matches for the team.
But and there was definitely a reason why Maddie Cubic Banks was in the games and she was finally starting. But it's tough. I think she still played and she obviously did her best. But it's tough because you have Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Orantes next to you. They were putting the pressure on Jaylee Winters.
Yep.
It's like what they did to Jess Merzick, and this was definitely that's a really tough spot, knowing that you're going to get pretty much every ball and you have to pass everything, and you still have to produce on the offensive end because it's not like they have a really good offense. We've talked about that for Omaha the whole season.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that is one of the things for Jordan Larson where she is not a back row, like she's not hitting a back row balls anymore.
Yeah.
So when she's in the back row, obviously great defense, but that means Jaylee Winters, the ball is probably coming to you a lot.
Yeah, and obviously, they tried to remedy some of their offensive woes and some of the blocking by doing the 6-2. Mm-hmm. It's worked for other games, but, I mean, Austin just was not going to be stopped this game.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah. The Austin team was way too strong. We can shout out Sammy Francis again. She also did perform very well in these finals, but obviously you can't perform that well when you're up against the team that looked the best and won in the end.
Yeah, it was tough. Again, it really makes me think like, wow, she really could play on the national team. Like it looks that good to me, and she has the size, obviously. I mean, 6'6", it's great. And then she's super athletic too. She really can get things done.
Okay, yeah. So Sammy Francis, I mean, I think this will not be the last that we see of her for sure.
I really hope not.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think she's going to start getting some overseas offers with how well she played, and hopefully we'll get to see her in the U.S. still playing next year. But those overseas contracts she might be getting, they might be big.
Yeah, I mean, the size from her, obviously, I feel like that's a huge selling point for her.
Yeah. Let's just move on to who won finals, as in the entire tournament. Who won the finals MVP? That was Maddie Skinner, obviously.
Yeah, hands down. No question about it.
Yep. She dominated the entire tournament. She turned up whenever she needed to. She willed her team to wins in the darkest situations, being down 2-0. It was crazy. Across the entire tournament, she had 63 kills, 27.7% efficiency, 6 blocks, 4 aces, for a grand total of 73 points in 3 matches.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's actually insane. I mean, what? So then they ended up playing 13 sets.
Yep.
But winning 3 of those by yourself, pretty much, is just... I mean, I don't even know how to put that into words. That is crazy.
Yeah.
And you could feel it in these games that she really felt like she had like a golden touch. Like anything that she was going to hit, it was going to find the floor, no matter what she was doing. She was hitting line, she was hitting deep, she was hitting sharp cross. She would tip it, she'd do like her throw, and those were just money. No one was getting those. It was just
I mean, when she's getting that high, throwing the ball down,
I don't know how you defend that.
It's tough. But absolute insane performance from her. I don't know if anyone came close to even touching this MVP run.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. So, congratulations to Maddie Skinner. You earned this MVP.
Oh man, congrats to her. Congrats to Austin.
Yep.
It was a great playoffs. I don't think League One would have won it any other way.
Yep. And we can give some final thoughts on the tournament overall, and then we'll maybe give our kind of dream team for the entire tournament. So I think for this tournament, just looking back on it, seeing it as single elimination, I had a little bit of doubts. Obviously, that means it's very little volleyball. And in the end, I still do think it was not a lot of volleyball, but
yeah,
like, wow, we got to see some insane moments. And I don't think if these were series, I don't think we'd get anything like this. It was too electric. Like, obviously, I think after this, I don't want them to change it. Some overseas leagues, they play series of matches. Screw it. I don't want that. Give me this single elimination every single time. Such fun product.
I do think it was super fun. But it does make me think. Obviously, I don't think the competitiveness would have been the same if it were series. But I do think a series would be really nice. I'm just very curious about how some of these matchups would have played out if they had to play best of 3.
Yeah, a lot more strategy too.
I think that would have been really cool just to see. So hopefully they can do that in the future. But man, for the way to kick off the inaugural season, this really couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah.
It was so amazing. It was so fun to watch. I really couldn't get enough. It just made me want to watch more. So it kind of sucked that it was only 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, this tournament basically had what everyone wanted from the league the entire time. Obviously, early on, a little bit of the complaint was that these games aren't too serious. Like, people are taking it a little bit easier. In these finals, everyone was putting their bodies on the line, putting their life on the line.
Yeah.
They were trying to win these games. You saw all the fire, all the passion. It was amazing to watch. This was the volleyball product to watch if you want anyone to fall in love with the sport as a spectator. This is what you wanted to watch.
Yeah, this is what USA Volleyball should be as a product. And this was so amazing. It was so exciting. It was so good. Just because of the names, the players, obviously, and how well they played. I think this really was just the best you could ask for the season. So hopefully just more to come, and hopefully it'll just keep getting better.
Yeah, I hope everyone can get like their friends to just tune in to some of these matches. Watch, I think League One posts like condensed versions of matches.
Yeah.
Please get them to watch that. Show them how fun these matches were. This is the volleyball product to watch in the US. So good. But I think we've probably said enough about our thoughts on the tournament. Super hyped up. We got super passionate, super into it. But let's move on to the League One Finals Dream Team, in our opinion at least. First, before we fully start, let's preface, basically everyone is going to come from Austin and Omaha because every other team only played one game.
Yeah, you got more to see from them from these two teams.
Yeah.
So
when looking at performances across a tournament, and two of the teams played 3 matches and every other team only played 1, you can't really give it to anyone else. So we're looking heavily into those two. No one else is going to make it. But let's start off with the setter. It was a tough decision for us, obviously. We had
you had Lauren Dykema from Omaha.
Lauren Dykema, and then also Sage Kahai Torres, who played the first half of the tournament for Austin, and then Carly Lloyd, who finished off the rest of the tournament for Austin. It was a tough choice for us, for sure.
Yeah, but I think ultimately we went with Carly Lloyd. I think obviously she orchestrated the championship offense, and she was there on the floor when they won it. I think she really understood the flow of the game, and it showed in how well the ball was distributed to the middles. Obviously, Logan Eggleston got going, and obviously she got Maddie Skinner the ball, and it was dime sets. I think she is exactly the reason why you wanted kind of experienced players on each of these rosters, because you need someone who understands the game, can help the teams manage it, especially with so many young players in the league. She was the main reason why Austin was able to come out so dominant. I think she was also one of the main reasons why they were able to win their game versus Atlanta. She came in and she basically got the team to be like, hey, let's turn things around. Let's win this match. Yeah, I think so for sure. But I will say, Lauren Dykema was so good.
Yes.
I think she really tried her freaking best to get the ball to where it needed to be and orchestrate an offense that really, it looked like it was struggling ever since Maddie Cubic Banks was out. I thought they were having a hard time figuring out how to score points, but she was getting the ball to everyone and it worked out. Obviously, the middles, I think, was the biggest thing that I feel like she did a great job of getting Sammy Francis, also getting Emily Thader involved. I think that kind of opened up the game for Drevniak to get some kills. Also for Jordan Larson, obviously. So definitely shout out to her. I think she's definitely an honorable mention here.
Yeah, and I think, again, Carly Lloyd, we'll give it to her. I think it was a little bit of also defensive ability coming from Carly Lloyd. She really clutched up, played some great defense back there, and then, I think that was unmatched. But we can move on to our choices for outside right now. Obviously, I don't think there's going to be much debate about this. We had Logan Eggleston and Jordan Larson as our 2 outsides of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, one was an offensive beast, and then the other one was able to defend pretty much everything that was thrown at her.
Yeah, and Jordan Larson was also playing some amazing offense herself.
For sure. I mean, it was timely, but when it was her time to take some swings, it was the most electric in the tournament, honestly. I thought that was the most fun I was having, and it was the most energetic. I feel like I've seen her since she won the gold in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Where you see her, she rips a ball, and then you just see her just screaming at her team. I'm like, wow. She felt like she actually turned back the clock.
Yep. Great performances from her, but those are our outsides. Pretty self-explanatory for those. And now it's time for us to move on to middles, where it is very, very tough for us. Yeah, I think probably the main 3 names are obviously Chiaka Bogu, Molly McCage, and Sammy Francis. But I think in the end, we have to stick with Austin's middles just because of how insane they are. And Chiaka Bogu, obviously best blocker of the tournament by far. And Molly McCage was probably the best offensive middle in the tournament.
All around, she was very, very good.
Not saying anything bad about her blocking. She's a great blocker too, but I think Sammy Francis found her place in the middle a little bit, where she was good offensively, definitely the best for Omaha middle offense. but not as good as Molly McCage's offense.
Yeah.
And then her blocking was great, but still, in the end, not as great as the Austin medals.
Yeah. If it were me, though, if it was my own team, I would actually put her in. I just want to put respect on her name. I thought she was so huge for Omaha, and I really think that she was one of the biggest reasons that they even got to that point in the season.
Yeah, definitely.
They were even able to compete in the finals, and then even leading up to it, I feel like she just started to build up more and more momentum. She was getting more and more comfortable, and then you saw it when it came to playoff time. She really showed out.
I think if she was playing this full season, we may be having a fully different conversation.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll see more from her next seasons, future seasons. And time for us to move on to the right sides. Shocker, it's Maddie Skinner.
Yeah, I mean...
She was the MVP.
Yeah.
We already knew.
Yeah, we can move on.
Yeah.
That was known.
All right. Now for the libero, obviously another very close one because Justine Wong-Orantes also, like Jordan Larson, turned it up.
Yeah.
She was playing great this entire tournament. And then Koto Inoue for Austin also turned it up. This was some of the best performances I think we've seen from her the entire season.
Yes.
But I think in the end, we're probably going to give it to Justine Wong-Orantes.
Yeah, I think so too. It's crazy to think that I didn't feel like she was hands down the best lib throughout the season. But, man, she showed up when it counted. She really was getting digs left and right. Her passing was really good. Even her out-of-system setting, I thought she was getting the sets to where they needed to be. Mm-hmm. And it was just really good overall from the playoffs for her. So
yeah, her
I
setting,
think it's definitely awarded.
Sometimes I have thought that sometimes she's like not the best libero setter, but yeah, she proved me wrong. This was a great performance.
And honestly, she's definitely the most vocal. You can tell when it's her calling for the ball because she is screaming so loud.
Fine!
Yeah. I'm like, dang.
Yep.
She's the loudest player on the court.
You can hear it in the broadcast. Yeah. That's how loud it is.
You know for sure that it's her because no one else is calling for the ball like that.
Yeah.
So there's no question about that, where I think communication-wise, definitely the best lib at that.
Mm-hmm. And that wraps it up for our League One Finals Dream Team.
Wait, I know we have to throw it in there. You need to say it yourself. Who is the coach of the Finals Dream Team?
Chris McGowan, and it's not close.
I've told you I've been a huge fan of Chris McGowan. Gold medal squared, shout out. But man, I feel like I've trusted his coaching. I feel like as a man, when I've heard him talk and understand what he's saying, the way he says things, it really makes me just believe in what he's saying. And I love the fact that League One has put in the mic'd up for the coaches.
Yeah.
Because it is amazing to hear what he tells them. Because it's so analytical and it's very easy for you to understand what he wants you to do. Mm-hmm. He was like telling the outsides, we can't tip high line. You have to go sharp cross or you have to hit a seam. We're not doing any more tipping the line. We can't do that anymore.
I think
and then
also,
they knew, and then Logan Ailson came out, and then she knew what the game plan was, and obviously she executed.
I think also just his demeanor as a coach is very impressive. I think, especially with some of these teams, I think maybe the Austin team especially, sometimes you don't want them to get like too thinking about everything too much, getting too like heated into the game. He had a very calming presence. For sure. He's basically just telling them, hey, this is what you need to do. I know you can do it. Go out there. You got this. And it gets the players to just take a deep breath, lock in, and they were like, you're right. I don't need to overthink it. I don't need to get in my head. I can do this.
Yeah, to me, the equivalent to that is like Phil Jackson. Mm-hmm. Like he was considered like the Zen master. To me, that is what Chris McGowan is. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I love when they won the tournament and then when they won the semifinal.
Yeah.
He was getting super fired up. Mm-hmm. You saw him fist bumping like crazy. He did like a full lap when they won the finals. But when it's in the heat of the battle, he was so calm. Mm-hmm. He definitely had the team looking really confident, calm, and then they just went out there and they executed what the game plan was. And
yeah.
I feel like you could tell from how all the players were talking about him that he really did a great job, even though he came in as a substitute coach.
Yeah, and that's the most impressive part.
He still pulled it off. I mean, the not having systems in place of how he wants it, he had to adjust to the players, the communication, because they're still international players, obviously. So there's a lot that you have to work with there. And he found a way to make it work.
He still had to
amazing.
do a lot of testing even as he stepped in as the coach. We saw Austin making a lot of those like in-game adjustments, him still figuring out how he wanted to run the team. And he was just able to bring it all together at the perfect time because even onto the last week of regular season, I was like, oh my God, they're still making a lot of adjustments.
Yeah.
What is happening? But it all came together the perfect time. He led them to the championship.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Super well deserved.
That is our coach.
Yeah, congratulations to Chris McGowan. Yeah. It was an amazing performance for him and the team.
Yep. So that means we can wrap up our League One discussion, and it is time to move on to the rally round. Welcome back to the rally round, where we do our drafts, blind rankings, and other games. Today, we're starting off with a draft again, but we have a little bit of a special draft. So League One just released their new filter where it gives you which League One player are you. We're going to use that to draft teams.
Yeah, it's completely random, so the lineups might get real weird.
Yeah, but it's going to be super fun.
Yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, it's going to be a little messy. I like it. Let's draft teams using the League One filter. All right, and here, I can give you the first pick.
Here we go. What do we got?
You're not recording, are you?
Yeah.
No.
I got Anna Hall. All right, that's a middle, easy.
Oh my God, he actually got a real middle. What did you get?
I got Anna Hall. Down. Easy, got a middle. Very explosive middle. A little undersized, but she's super athletic. So
yeah, that's actually honestly that's pretty good.
I'm good with that.
Who will be my first player? We got ourselves Sarah Franklin. I got an outside. Let's go.
Ooh, damn. 2 Madison players already.
2 Madison players. That's pretty nuts.
I mean, I'm assuming they put every player in here, so it's kind of crazy that we got that. All right, player number 2. Let's get it. Come on. I got middle. What do I got next? Okay, Grace Froling. Okay, definitely a good right side. Also, she's really tall, so I'm down.
All right, let's get my second player in here. Who do we got? Ooh, Rafaela Foley. All right, we got a middle. That's perfect.
Ooh, that's a good middle too.
Yep. All right, the team's building out pretty solid right now. We haven't gotten any weird position things yet.
Yeah, nothing too crazy has happened yet, so.
All right, let's move on to our third picks.
All right, here we go. Give me another position again, please. Kaisa Alenko. Okay, so I got a setter. We are looking good. Let's go.
Oh my God.
We have a setter.
No!
We have a setter.
All right, my third pick. Who do we got? I need setter, hopefully. Iga Wasilewska. Let's put her at the outside for now. That one, we're going to have to instantly change back. That's a middle. Oh my God, I'm looking cooked, gang.
I have positions already, at least.
Yeah, I know. You got your positions.
All right.
Pretty lit.
Here we go. Give me another position. Keep it diverse for me. Yes! It's game over. Jordan Thompson.
Oh, it's
you know what? Tough. Even at this point, put her outside. Doesn't matter.
It's looking tough for me. Oh, God.
Let's go. We were talking about her being MVP. I'm happy that I got her. Let's go.
It's going to be hard to count.
Give me that. Okay, good luck.
Just kidding. Iga Wasilewska was a middle, so she's going middle. Yeah. Logan Eggleston. All right. There we go. We got an outside. We got a squad.
Got a real outside.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. We got pretty diverse positions right now.
I don't think I'm going to end up with a setter. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, you never know. How many picks do you have left?
We have 3 each left.
Okay. You got a chance.
I have setter and live that I need to fill for both.
Oh. I mean, I have 2 right sides. I mean...
Yeah, but...
That's right.
You have the most flexible...
Yeah, I guess. Whew. I am cooking right now. Come on, Filter. Keep it going for me. Keep it going for me, Filter.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
You need an outside middle lib.
Let's go. Justine Wongerantes, baby!
Oh
I'm on fire!
God.
I'm on fire! Come on!
He has the freaking team!
Let's go!
Oh my God.
You can't stop me. I'm unstoppable.
Oh my god.
Come on.
He has the fucking stacked team.
I don't even know if I said that she's the lib in this. It doesn't matter. Everyone knows what she's going to play.
Everyone knows what she's
Everyone knows
gonna
what
be.
she's going to play. I'm not going to put her at freaking middle.
Oh god. Oh god. This is where my team is made or broken. Okay, I need a setter, an oppo, or a lib. It's tough.
You need a lot.
Yeah. Emily Thader. Oh mo. She's going right side. You got this.
Slide only.
Oh!
It's gonna be on the Lauren Stivrins type of vibe, you know? Just hit hit the slide only.
Yeah, run it as a slide every time.
Only hit the slide.
So then it's okay. Oh my god, I have a lib and oppo, or lib and setter as my last two positions left.
That you need.
Yeah, we are cooked. We did say this was going to be a funny draft.
I don't have any outsides though. I mean,
yeah.
Jordan Thompson kind of, but
Yeah. All right. Your turn. Our last two picks are here.
all right, I'm on fire. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the train going. Okay. We have Marina Hayden. I mean, I have to put her outside. I kind of have to, so we'll do that.
God, my team's already out of position.
I'm also just carried by star power.
Oh my god.
Jordan Thompson's out of position, but it doesn't matter.
I
got Justine Wong-Rantes.
I don't have
pass everything.
Oh gosh.
Let her pass everything.
I don't have a setter or a lib. This is important. Who do we got? Lauren Dykma. Okay, we got ourselves a setter. We're back.
Okay. You got a nice
Oh, we're saved.
Dykema is nice too. She's been so good. That might have saved your lineup.
Yeah. Okay. Now we just need. If I get a middle again, I'm gonna have some problems. But we're good. This is good.
Just don't give me another setter or another lib, and I'm good.
Yeah. For your middle.
I know. Or I'm just gonna have to really move stuff around.
Yeah. You're gonna be in for an interesting one there.
All right. Last pick of the draft here. Don't ruin my lineup. Maddie Kingdon-Richel. All right, we have another outside now. So I'll probably have to move her to outside. I'll move her to outside. Maybe Froling has to play middle. We'll have to do it like that. And Jordan Thompson go to the right.
Yeah, your team makes sense. Wow. I think I have to force whoever I get into being a middle or a libero. Because none of my other players can play lib.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know.
All right. We need a libero really bad. So who do we got? Danny Drews. Not the best choice for libero, but not a bad choice for libero.
You got freaking saved.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, let's be real. I think you may still win the battle.
Should I win just because I have full positions?
Yeah, you have full positions. We had to move people around a little bit.
Yeah. I only had to move one.
Well, I had to move two. I have Emily Thader as my right side, and then Danny Drews as a libero.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but
I think I just get carried by star power.
Yeah, you just have an insane team. But let us know what you guys think. You guys can decide the winner. My feelings won't be hurt. Don't worry.
I'm cooking, baby! On a random filter, but I'm still cooking.
Yeah, that takes us to the end of this draft. It was pretty fun. I'd be willing to do it again, but let's move on to guess the top players in the stat. As we always do, let's start off with League One.
I'm not gonna know if I remember these anymore. Now that the season's over.
Don't worry, this one I have specifically for the finals.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can you guess the top 5 block leaders in the League One finals?
Block leaders.
Yeah, block leaders. So it's a very, very fun one. A lot of interesting ones. You guys may be surprised.
This is total?
Yeah. Across the entire thing.
Okay, so
obviously
it's gonna be biased.
skewing towards
all right.
Austin, basically.
Chaka Bogu.
Chaka Bogu is number 1. She had 15 blocks during the tournament.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
5 blocks per game. Ooh.
Give me Molly McCage.
Molly McCage comes in number 2 with 10 blocks total. So 3 blocks per game. Wow. Still gross.
All right. Emily Thader.
Emily Thader did not make the top 5.
Wow. I'm actually surprised because, again, I feel like I always see her getting at least like one-on-one block at like every game.
She had 6, so she didn't crack the top 5.
All right, then Let me try Sammy Francis.
Sammy Francis came in at number 3.
Wow.
She had 9 blocks, so she's right there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 3 blocks per game for her as well.
All right, so that's the finals players out now.
Yeah, it's a tie for number 4, so that's our last 2.
Let's do Tia Jimerson.
Tia Jimerson only played 1 game and did not make the list.
I'm trying to think. Block leaders.
Block leaders.
Logan Eggleston?
Logan Eggleston is one of our number
Wow.
4s. She has 8 blocks, tied for number 4.
Wow. I kind of just always assume that it's going to be out middles, but I guess it makes sense that they play more matches.
All right, well, this last one is the hardest one to find. You got to remember who had the big games.
It's not Maddie Skinner?
It is not Maddie Skinner.
Wow.
Maddie Skinner also had 6.
Okay. He says it's a tough one, so I'm going to have to assume it's going to be... Is it Maddie Cubic Banks?
It is not Maddie
Okay.
Cubic Banks.
Okay.
She also only had
know,
1
but-
game. That would have been
know,
insane.
yeah.
That would have been insane, but
All right. I mean, everyone else only played 1 match.
I think I would stay there. It's no one else from the top 2 teams.
Oh, okay. Really? And someone got that in 1 match?
Yep.
Got 6? Or wait, how many was it? 8?
8.
I feel like I should definitely know that then. Wait,
It was impressive.
is it Amber Igidi?
It is not Amber Igidi.
Wow, what? What is that? Whew.
She had one of the best I think she had the best blocking game of the tournament as an individual.
Oh, is it Rafaela Foley?
It is. She had 8 blocks in a single game, making her tied for 4th in total blocks for the tournament.
I do
Crazy.
remember that now. I do
Crazy.
remember that now.
But yeah, those are the top 5. Were you guys able to guess them? The last one for sure was the hardest.
Yeah, man, I did not expect that from one game.
But now we move on to our second Guess the Top Players. We're doing PVF now, and I'm giving Mike the questions again. Can you guess the leaders in ace per set in the PVF?
Ace per set. Wow. Okay, this is gonna be tough. Natalie Foster. That one I know.
Yeah. She's number 1 total aces. She's number 1 in aces per set. She has 0.59 aces per set.
Wow, that's nasty.
Yep.
Let's try and keep it easy ones. Can I go Brittany Abercrombie?
Brittany Abercrombie, not here.
Really? Oh my God, really? Leah Edmond.
Leah Edmond is number 2 with 0.41 aces per set.
Okay.
I can give you a little hint. I'll give you some teams. So one is from Grand Rapids, and the other 2 are also from Atlanta. So Atlanta has the best serving team.
Okay, I got one. If it's Atlanta, Corey Lewis.
It is not
No.
Corey Lewis.
No, it's not?
No.
Oh my God. Is this even right? Is Carly Snyder Grand Rapids?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Carly Snyder, it comes in at number 3.
Okay.
She has 0.31 aces per game.
You gotta stick with your gut. Stick
Yep.
with your gut.
So last 2, remember, from Atlanta.
Atlanta vibe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Insane serving team. Probably why they're so good.
What?
I think you can think of players who've had outstanding games recently.
It's not Merritt Beeson. She's
It is Merritt Beeson
What?
at number 5 with 0.23 aces per set.
Oh, it's per set. Okay, right. Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, never mind. Sorry, Merritt
It's
Beeson.
not total. It's not total aces.
Right.
It's not total aces.
Sorry, Merritt Beeson.
I think she still is in the top 10 for total aces. One more player from Atlanta.
What? Give me Pia Timmer.
Pia Timmer is at number 4. She has 0.28 aces per set.
Wow.
Rounding out our top 5 and just showing how dominant Atlanta is in serving. God dang.
3 in the top 5 is crazy,
Yeah,
actually.
the
Wow.
service pressure is nasty, and that's why they're at the top of the league. But that's our Guess the Stat for this week. So we can move on to our regular blind rankings now. So let's start off with League One again. So this is the last one I'm going to be asking him. I promise. It's been a lot. But
Make it stop.
making them work here. But we're starting off with blind ranking League One middle duos.
Okay,
So
here we go.
can you blind rank the League One middle duos? So I've actually added 1 from every team, so we have 6 this time. So
Okay,
not 1 to
okay.
5. We're not going to disrespect anyone's middles here. we have everyone included. Your first one is Haley Washington and Tori Dixon.
Ooh, they've actually been pretty solid. Ever since Haley Washington came back, they've actually been pretty good. See, it's difficult because I don't know what combinations you're going to put for the other teams.
Yeah, we mixed it up a lot.
This is what's going to be hard. Oh, man.
They are Salt Lake's middles, in case I didn't say that earlier. This just shows how many amazing middles we have in the league where it's got them thinking.
Yeah, there really are a lot of good middles. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna put them at. Man.
Oh, you can't even make a decision.
Oh my god. I'll put them at 5.
Woo! All the way down at 5. That's tough, but there are a lot of great middles. All right. So your next middle duo, we have Anna Hall and Anna Correa from Madison.
Okay. This was kind of, unfortunately, this is my favorite team, but this is kind of the team that I was thinking about putting at 6. Ooh. So I'm going to put them at 6.
All right. So you got 5 and 6 out of the way. We can only go up from here.
I'm sorry, Anna Hall. I am a big fan. That's just how it is. I think just there's so many really good middles in the league.
It is tough, but let's move on. Next, we have Atlanta's middle duo of Tia Jimerson and Magdalena Yelasheva.
Okay. Man, I really like them. I have to put them at 2.
Ooh, okay, at 2. Pretty solid. They are both very, very good.
They for sure are.
Yep, so you have 1, 3, and 4 left. So next, we have the middle duo who does it all. We have Austin's middle duo of Chiaka Ogbogu and Molly McCage.
Number 1.
Yep.
That's it. Easy for me, number 1.
Understandable. So let's just move straight on. Not more else needs to be said. Now we have Omaha's middle duo of Emily Thader and Sammy Francis.
Whew.
It's tough. They're so good.
When Sammy Francis came in, if we're looking at finals, Sammy Francis, she was looking nice.
She's looking like the second or third best middle blocker.
Yeah, but I'm going to try and think about it in totality here. I'm going to put them at number 4.
Ooh, okay. Number 4.
I think just Sammy Francis just didn't have the time played there. And obviously Emily Thader was really good, but a little bit of tax. Also, I should know who the middles are for Houston here.
Yeah, the Houston ones, they're obviously going at number 3. Pretty obvious for you. We have Amber Igidi and Rafaela Foley.
I feel good about that.
Yeah, I think, honestly, that was pretty perfect ranking.
I feel really good about that. No crazy curveballs for me.
Yeah, that was perfect ranking. So let us know what you guys think.
Next, we're going to blind rank some PVF middles.
All right.
So no duos, but just some middles
Just
here.
the middles.
Blind rank these PVF middles.
Let's go.
First off, we have Caitlin Horde.
Caitlin Horde. Very, very good. I'm just going to set the tone kind of like how I always do. I'm going to put her at number 3.
Okay. Playing it safe as usual.
Yeah.
Next, we have Corey Lewis.
Corey Lewis. I think I like her at number 2. I think 2 is a good spot for her.
She's been really good for the Atlanta Vibe.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we have Natalie Foster from Orlando Valkyries.
Okay, Natalie Foster, ace leader in the league. Personally, I think she gets a little bit underutilized truly as a middle. So I'm going to put her at number 4, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think that's a good spot for her.
All right. Next, you have Kayla Caffey from Omaha Supernovas.
Ooh, okay. Well, this is tough. I did have someone in mind for number 1, so I'm just gonna gamble here. I'm gonna put her at number 5.
All right.
Let's gamble the number 1.
And your number 1 spot is Kaz Brown.
That's exactly who I wanted at number 1. Perfect list for me.
All right. Let us know what you guys think. All right. And then finally, we're going to blind rank NCAA men's middles duos.
Let's go.
I need you to blind rank these NCAA men's middles duos. First, we have Darius McRaven and Ben Braun from Long Beach.
Ooh. They're pretty good. I like them at number 2, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're really good.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Next, we have Micah Goss and Maxime Grigorev from UCI.
This is another one where they're pretty good. But I think I just don't like how underutilized they feel by UCI as a whole. Like, I think they're solid, but in terms of the top duos, I think their usage is the lowest. I'm going to put them at number 5 for that.
Ooh, number 5.
Yeah.
The next, you have Parker Tompkinson and Guy Guinness.
Okay. Yeah.
From USC.
Yeah, that is more what I'm thinking of. I think I like them at number 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to leave my 1 and 3 open.
All right. Then your second to last is Cam Thorne and Sean McQuiggan.
Yeah, this is who I had in mind for number 3, I think. So I'll put him there. Let's roll it again. Let's gamble. Number 1.
Okay, your number 1 spot is Kurt Neuster and Justin Todd.
Yeah. I like it. I think I'm fine with it. I think the way that they've been performing recently, it makes me want to give them that number 1. They've been going a little crazy.
Recency bias.
I am biased.
Let us know what you guys think about this ranking.
Not gonna lie, they went a little crazy last week, so I'm like, you
That's
know what?
true.
I'm on the hype train.
That's what I'm saying. That's the recency bias right there.
All right, and that does it for all of our games this week. So thank you so much for watching. I know this is a little bit of a longer episode, so if you stuck around this entire time, thank you so much. And, comment down below who your second MVP choice for the League One Finals would be, because obviously we have Maddie Skinner, but we'd like to know who else you'd have.
And let us know what you guys think about just the League One Finals. Did you like it? Did you not like it? We just want to know.
Yeah, and let us know if you want us to talk about League One as a whole on the season, what we thought about the entire product. But again, thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.